6% of all the claims paid. And the current year, it's the claimants there are accounting for about 72.5% of all claims paid for that period. So the paid claims for this current period have increased by about 48.5% over the previous period, and the sole factor is the pharmacy claims. Pharmacy claims are being driven by specialty drugs for the last 12 months. And just to put it in perspective of how the claims are running, the average pharmacy claims per month right now are about 198,000. The city's paying Kaiser about 102,000 in premium. So that's where the poor loss ratio comes in. And I'll talk more about this, but go to the next page here on page 5. This is kind of a rundown of where we're at. The 3 plans. I got the plan design on there. We have 108 employees that have coverage, and there's 21 retirees still under the city's Kaiser, fully insured Kaiser plan. You can see employee deductions below, retiree deductions. We call it the base HMO, the middle HMO, and the high multi-choice. The multi-choice being the plan that allows you to go outside of the Kaiser network. You can see what the employees are paying semi-monthly, and then again the retirees' cost. The total bill premium under this current plan year is going to be just over $1.2 million, and the city's cost of that's about $995,000. So about $82,000 a month is the city, $83,000 a month is the city's net cost. That's where those numbers come from. Questions on this page? We go to page 6. The city contributions. So overall, the city is paying 81.5% of the premiums towards the health insurance costs for Kaiser for both active and retired employees and those that have dependents. I have a breakdown there. You can see the total. I have total billed premium. You'll see employees. So of the 1.2 million billed to the city annually, about 729,000 of that is for employees. 307,000 for employees who have spouses or children. So that's a total of just over $1 million for the employee portion. You go below that, you see about 146,000 for retirees, with almost 39,000 being for the retirees' spouses and/or children. I think only one retiree has children. With that being a total of 184,000, and that gives us the total billed premium of just over the 1.2. And then you see the city's net cost per category. So the majority of it, as you would expect, is for the employees. But like most of the cities that we work with, on average, most governments can contribute around 95%, or I could say 90% of the cost for employees, about 50% for dependents. You guys are right in line there. Again, we have the total enrolled, 108 and 136, the breakdown for the retirees, and then I have the average net cost per employee and/or retiree. It's just over $7,700 annually is what the city's cost when someone enrolls, when you take the average cost there. Questions on that? And then we get into page 7. I was told, I've been in contact obviously with the broker and talking with Kaiser for months now, preparing for the renewal. And I was preparing for this actual council meeting, I don't know, a month ago, and I was told I would have the renewal today. And obviously I do not have the renewal. And you can see the note I have there. In years past, we've seen these in the past couple of renewals with Kaiser. We've been fortunate enough to receive a rate cap. Kaiser's rate cap has been 20% in the years past. Other carriers, I think Humana's is 75%. I've seen as high as 80%. So they've had one of their strong points is their rate cap. It was expected that we would definitely see that 20% rate cap this year. However, as you guys can see, due to the poor claims experience for the past 12 months, a discussion regarding the city's renewal with the National Underwriting Leadership Team is set in place for this coming Monday, and after that point we'll have the renewal. Our local team is pushing back. We and Kaiser are pushing back, saying no, we want that cap, we want that cap. But they're telling us they want to go above the cap. And my question is how much? And I don't know the answer to that yet, but I will have that next week. And as you can see, we are independent. We're not Kaiser. We had the city with Aetna a few years ago. But we do the marketing of the benefits, and you can see all the different carriers that we're going to there. We've already received some responses back, like Aetna declined to quote, pending the responses on some other ones there. Actually, Cigna told us they were 85% above the current rate is where their numbers were coming in. We're trying, being that the pharmacy piece is running so high and so poorly, we're trying to even look at, I know this may sound crazy, but a self-insured plan where we look at some different unique ways to manage the pharmacy. And so that's one thing we were looking at with CoreSource, be it an international drug plan for specialty drugs, or even there's a program through Medicaid, running the drug plan through Medicaid. So we're doing, we have a lot to do. We still have to get the renewal. And as I said, Kaiser, my folks from Kaiser and myself are going to be meeting with the city manager next week along with HR. And so, any questions?
Do you know if we have a carved in or carved out model when it comes to medical versus pharmacy?
It's all under one. It's all carved in. Kaiser's unique in that they're the health plan, they're also the provider, and they're their own pharmacy benefit manager. So one of the things that I actually talked to Kaiser about was what could we carve out the pharmacy benefit piece? And that's one of the things.
Which could be good and which could be
It
bad.
could be good, but it may give us more flexibility to control the costs.
Yeah.
And do some things that save some money.
And the reason why I asked was, is it carved in or carved out? Because if it's carved out, we can go look at such as CVS Caremark or
Right. Yeah.
Optum.
Yeah, CVS is one of the cheaper ones.
Yeah, so versus having to deal with Kaiser. I mean, Kaiser like to keep everything in-house, therefore they pretty much basically tag the retail price on the drug themselves
Right.
for the most part.
And keep the rebate.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that's something we're looking at. That would mean the city more than likely going self-insured. Kaiser may be willing to let us pull that piece out. That's one of the things we're going to be looking at. So, like I said, when you look at this and you see how bad the claims are running, unfortunately, we at least have the benefit of the fact that they do have, may not be the cap we've had in years past, but it will be a fair cap, to be honest with you. Not one where they say we're going up 80, 90%, like maybe another carrier would do, have the claim train that for them.
Who's the carrier through GMA?
Blue Cross. Blue Cross,
And they've declined.
they've declined every year.
This plan being driven by our high risk exposure scares the competitive
I can understand.
market off.
One of the other things is that I've heard from some carriers, the retiree to employee ratio has been
And we're a
I think
small-
GMA is the one
We're a
that's
small plan.
being a small plan.
So I
Well,
assume,
the insurance,
we'll have a firm proposal our next
We will.
council meeting.
I may be back I don't know that I can be back on the 17th. I'm not here, someone will be, or I think the May 1st is another meeting. Already looked at the
It is,
calendar.
it is.
Maybe at both of those. There's a lot to do here.
Good, sobering information.
Yeah. The last couple of pages, we'll be talking more about that. We did get an increase from MetLife on the dental. We do have some competitive options there that are actually lower than where we're at now from Aetna, Blue Cross, and Delta Dental. And then the last page just kind of gives you a summary of all the other benefits. The only thing on the docket this year for renewal is the medical and the dental. So those will be the only things we really have a decision to make on.
I'm gonna go back and say the same thing I said last year on the dental. If we're gonna self-insure with dental, I mean, quite frankly, with what they pay for dental work, what they pay doesn't go very far in a dentist office.
Yeah, the problem we asked last year is
Right.
we looked at going self-insured, and most of the dental carriers,
You talking about the Kaiser plan we have now?
no, he's talking about
This is dental.
Yep.
Dental, so.
Most dental plans want you to have a few more employees than the city has to go self-insured. If we go self-insured on the medical, then you can add it in under that, when you're fully insured on your medical, just to set up
So it's for the plan administration.
That's really
the
it.
problem.
Is the dental though, my question, is that under Kaiser?
No, currently it's through MetLife.
Okay. Yeah, I see that now. Those others are proposals.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we're gonna push back on MetLife, so that final number will probably be different when I come back.
None of the dental plans are very good. But you're
What they pay doesn't.
twice a year,
Yeah.
that's about it.
That's about it.
Cleaning and
But the plan administration.
And other than that, Tim, I don't know if there's anything I left out that you want to add?
No, actually, I just needed everyone to here start to recognize that is a significant focus that I've got over the next 2 to 3 weeks to see if we can get something better. Because what we're looking at is unsustainable for the city.
There's not a possibility to do a consortium with other cities?
No, that's something we've talked about in years past also. The problem with those type of association plans is if we have 3 cities, we're healthy, but you're not, why are we bringing you into our program? And that's always been the issue.
And their citizen premiums go up to compensate for ours, if they only have the people.
GMA is, for all intents and purposes, an association plan. It's a self-insured association plan for all cities. It's just, it hasn't been competitive.
With what's going on between Blue Cross and Piedmont right now,
Yeah, that's
I
another
don't know
one.
if I want to jump on that, but if we could.
Yeah, so. Any other questions?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, John, thank you. Appreciate it. Tim, city manager report?
I was going to hold my report. I'm going to speak on opening day coming up, so I'll hold that to 7 o'clock.
Okay. Good. All right, council, any questions, comments? If not, I'll entertain a motion, we adjourn.
Quick question.
Yes, sir.
First January meeting, you had made reference to the way things sort of used to be done, where a meeting in the mid-month would be a planning session, and the other bi-monthly meeting is
Get the business done.
get the business done. I really see benefit in that model, and I just wanted to bring that up and see if we could reconsider that, so.
From procedurally, Tim, how close do you think we might be to making that happen? Where we would have our first meeting of the month would be at 7 p.m. and we would use the mid-month meeting to do the things that we're doing now.
Right.
That's the model we'd like to go to. Internally, procedurally, is that something we could implement pretty quickly?
We can probably implement it by June. Okay. Definitely not by May, but we can probably implement it by June, and largely that means we'll have to, the biggest thing we'll have to get done is have the budget basically discussed, vetted, and be prepared on our first June meeting to have that done. That'd be the hugest thing for us to get done in the next 6 months.
Right, yeah. Well, that's a little bit different season,
Right.
but than a regular meeting.
I'm fine with it being next fiscal year, it's just,
I
I
mean, definitely
think it's
by
a clean
July.
cut.
Okay. Maybe let's get through the budget and then look at maybe that.
Okay.
After that. Okay. Any other questions or comments? All right, there being none, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn the work session.
So moved.
Second? Second. All in favor of the motion, raise your right hand. All opposed, same sign. We stand adjourned. We'll reconvene.